Now, Ami, you were in Minneapolis a few years ago to speak to members of the Somalian community about their attitude to America, and you asked, do they prefer living under American law or Sharia law?
Sharia law.
I'm a Muslim. I prefer Sharia law.
Sharia law, yes.
You prefer Sharia law over American law?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah.
And do you find most of your friends feel the same way?
Yeah, of course. If you're Muslim, yeah.
Is it right to kill somebody who insults Muhammad?
Yeah, because she is just, she hate the religion, I understand. But she shouldn't pick up the prophet, you know?
So you understand why people would want to attack her?
Yeah.
If you had a choice, would you rather live here or would you rather live in the Muslim country?
I'd rather live in a Muslim country with my people.
Would you prefer to live in America or prefer to live in Somalia?
For me, I think it's Somalia.
I would rather live in Somalia.
I'm not Americanized. I just speak fluent, and you know what I mean? I'm articulate, and I can articulate what I'm trying to say, you know what I mean? That's about it. But other than that, I mean, as far as my culture and my preferences and everything, it's still Somali, you know what I mean?
Ami, how widespread was that sentiment among those you spoke to?
Incredibly widespread. It was almost every single person I spoke to. And by the way, most of the people I approached didn't speak English, as I said before. No, look, these views are antithetical to liberal democracies in general, and this country in particular. And that one kid, that one younger black kid who had the Brooklyn Nets hat on, really kind of highlighted how interesting and disturbing it was. And he said it in, that look, you look at me, you see a regular American kid, right? Look like a regular American black kid, but I'm not. He goes, yeah, I front that way, but in reality, I am not fundamentally American. I am fundamentally Somalian. He was born here in the U.S. I remember that kid. It was a while ago, but I found that conversation so striking. Yes, it's incredibly problematic, and I don't think it's wrong or racist to call out the truth. Sorry.
Now, we'll get back to US issues shortly, but let's see what's happening in Italy, where Greta Thunberg and the UN's Francesca Albanese are leading rallies around the country. And after getting herself banned from Venice for dyeing the Grand Canal green, Greta Thunberg had this to say to activists in Rome.
I could tell you all in detail exactly how physically repulsed I feel and how heartbroken I feel every time I think about the war criminals in charge, including your fascist government.
It's rather rude. Thunberg also said that Italy is one of the most complicit countries when it comes to financial, military and political support to Israel, while Israel, according to her, conducting massacres, ecocide and genocide.
Oh, really? You learn something new every day. Okay, let's go. Look, she's such a potty mouth. Okay, and I'd call her a stupid little girl, but that little gremlin is 21 years old. She should know better at this point. I gotta be honest. She's such a caricature that I'm not 100% sure this isn't some kind of long con. Okay, she is such a joke. And by the way, when she was banned from Venice because she was pouring green dye into the canal. Shockingly, the fine for that is only 150 euros. That seems a little bit low for two. Yes, I found that fascinating. Yeah, okay, first of all, she talked about that how complicit Italy is in Israel's genocide. Well, okay, the facts is that Italy buys no weapons from Israel. And Israel buys, I think, 1% of their defense budget goes to Italian weapons. Actually, I spent more on Italian weapons in 2025 than the state of Israel do. Yeah, I'm partial to the Beretta. So do not come to the Horowitz household, people, okay? Or you'll find some fine Italian weaponry in your face. And ecocide, really? Israel is one of the leaders when it comes to agricultural sustainability, when it comes to clean tech, when it comes to solar technology. Okay, this is actually where Israel excels. So I don't know what ecocide she's talking about, but yeah, she got it wrong on every single front. That's not shocking. Not a newsflash, Rita.
No, this is what we expect from Greta, and she's, pivoting from climate change alarmism to anti-Israeli protests daily almost. So she's covering a lot of ground. Before you go, there's a bold new policy that's been announced, the introduction of Trump accounts, where every newborn is going to get $1,000 in an account that will be invested in select stocks and ETFs. This is going to be for newborns that are born between 2025 and 2028. Let's hear from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
It is the merging of President Trump's agenda of parallel prosperity, Main Street meets Wall Street. For the next 5 years, every child born in the U.S. will get a $1,000 Trump account that will be with them and compound for the next 18 years. Treasury Department with other branches of government is going to do financial literacy, and we are going to make sure that all American families have a stake in the success of the United States of America.
Ami, I suspect you're not a fan of this new plan. What do you think?
I don't know. I think I take offense to that. What do you, Rita? Come on.
I don't know. I just had this feeling.
No, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. Particularly, there's a lot of money coming from donations, and the Delve Foundation has given billions of dollars toward it. No, I'm all for it. And again, I was told there'd be no math on this interview, but yet I'm forced to do some math. If you at birth was given a $1,000 account and it was put in the S&P 500, S&P 500 over the last 50 years returned 10.5%. So if that $1,000 was kept in the account, compounding every year, and even after 18, if you continued reinvesting it in the S&P 500, that $1,000 when you were born by retirement age will come up to over $675,000 upon retirement.
Wow.
So that is real money for people. By the way, it shows you the brilliance of compound investing and capitalism. So there you go.
It does. And you mentioned the Dells there. The couple were there standing with President Trump. They've donated $6.5 billion to this. So it's just incredibly generous. Ami Horowitz, thank you so much for your time.
Always a pleasure.